Yes people, welcome to Footy Fans TV. I hope everybody's doing well. Please remember to subscribe, like and share. I've been slacking on you guys a little bit, but this one's a packed episode, so let's go. Starting off in Manchester, we understand that City have signed 18-year-old Serbian winger Filip Stevanovic from Partizan Belgrade. Now he's a starter in the team despite his young age. The interesting one about this deal is apparently they stole him from underneath the nose of Manchester United, who were reported to already have a deal agreed with him. So not too sure what happened there, but it should be officially announced in January that he's a City player. Switching gears to Chelsea, and their left back Emerson Palmieri hasn't really figured that much for them. He's dropped down the pecking order even more, and we understand that a January transfer back to Serie A is on the cards for him. So he's being linked with his former employer Roma, as well as Inter Milan, Napoli and Juventus. And sticking with the Blues, and they haven't given up hope on signing Declan Rice, so they're going to go back in the transfer window with a £70 million offer for the West Ham midfielder. Who knows where he's going to figure in their team given how many signings they've made, but apparently Frank Lampard wants some options different to what a Kovacic or a Jorginho offers. And then moving on to Liverpool, and apparently Bobby Firmino wants a change of scenery. So the reports from Spain are that he's told the club that he wants to move on, he wants a fresh challenge, and that Real Madrid are ready to offer €70 million for the 29-year-old. Now, as with Spanish media, I don't always trust what comes out of there depending on the sources and which club it is and which player it is, so this could be a total load of nonsense. And sticking with Liverpool, and they've expressed an interest in signing Marcus Thuram of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now Marcus is obviously the son of Lilian Thuram, the former French World Cup winner and Barcelona player, and in terms of style of play, he's naturally a left-footed player, very powerful, has a lot to learn still, but only 23 years of age, so a lot of time to develop ahead of him, and he's being considered for a long-term replacement for someone like a Sadio Mane or even a Mo Salah. And moving on to Arsenal, and they're being linked with 21-year-old PSV frontman Donyell Malen. Now he actually spent 2 years at the club before moving away, and it's understood that his preference is to return back to the Emirates. There is interest from other clubs, namely Barcelona and Juventus, and he would cost the club somewhere in the region of €30 million. So again, another one to keep an eye on. And moving on to Arsenal's North London rivals, and Spurs have an interest in signing Carlos Alina from Barcelona. Now he's a midfielder, he's a La Masia product, 22 years old, spent a good season out on loan at Real Betis, but since coming back to Barcelona this season, he hasn't really figured that much in Koeman's plans, and it doesn't look like he's going to. The price tag there is believed to be around €20 million, and we also understand that Mourinho is really pushing to get this one over the line. And then moving on to Wolves man Ruben Neves. Now clearly he's a class act, he's been linked with a move to a few different clubs, but it hasn't really materialised, but the most recent one is Juventus and Cristiano Ronaldo endorsing a move for the player. Now you will know that Juve lost Pjanic to Barcelona, and Neves is a replacement for that type of role, that type of player. We also believe that he lost out on a move to Manchester United, which was very close, because in the end they decided to go with Donny van der Beek. So I'm sure Neves will continue to be linked with bigger clubs and a move away from Wolverhampton. Let's see how that one plays out. Moving on to Serie A and focusing on Fiorentina, and their 20-year-old Serbian frontman Dusan Vlahovic has been the subject of two approaches. Now obviously Fiorentina lost Federico Chiesa to Juventus, so they're very reluctant to sell Dusan at this point as well. However, there were two approaches. The first one was from Roma for €40 million, which they turned down, and the second was from Dortmund for €30 million, which they also rejected. Now it looks like Dusan will continue to figure in Fiorentina's plans, so it doesn't look like the worst piece of business. If they keep him, he keeps on playing, his price tag is going to go up, and it looks like he will eventually move away from Fiorentina, whether it's Roma or Dortmund or maybe another club. He looks set to leave. And then on to Juventus, and we understand that they're keeping tabs on 18-year-old Ryan Gravenberch of Ajax. Now he's been at the club for 10 years, he's an academy product, and he's actually starting and playing games in this Ajax side. They compare him to a Pogba at the same age, and they're very, very interested in making a move for the player. Now, Barcelona are also understood to be keeping tabs on the player, but Juventus have been watching him for at least the last 2 years, and it looks like they're going to try to make a move for him. And then we get on to João Felix of Atletico Madrid. Now, the 20-year-old hasn't had the best of times since transitioning to Atleti. He arrived with a lot of hype, but it's safe to say that Simeone's style of football doesn't really get the best out of him. The funny thing here is that Real Madrid, their biggest rivals, want to go in and make a move for him. Traditionally, those types of moves haven't really happened, and if they do, they don't really go down very well. But if he does move to Madrid and he does play, their style of football will suit him much better. Let's see what happens with this one. And then we finish up with Antoine Griezmann of Barcelona. We understand that PSG want to sign the player next summer, at which point he'll be 30 years old. Now this could be for one of two reasons. The first one is that PSG want to try and find a way to keep Kylian Mbappe at the club, and they believe signing a fellow countryman could help. Highly improbable, and we think that Kylian's pretty much made his mind up that he wants that move to Real Madrid. The second reason is that PSG are looking for some kind of replacement and have accepted the fact that Mbappe will be moving on. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. And that wraps it up for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe, like and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.